Welcome back to the channel, Colts Nation. It is an incredible time to be a fan, and as we gear up for another intense season, I want to hear from all of you watching. Before we dive into the latest updates from the Indiana Farm Bureau Football Center, please drop a comment below with your name, the city you are representing, and your country so we can see how far our Colts family stretches across the globe. We are pushing hard for 3,000 subscribers, so if you bleed blue, make sure to hit that button and join our community. There is so much energy in the air right now, and I am thrilled to break down this major development with you. For the shoe. Daniel Jones is officially the man under the microscope as we analyze the latest developments from the Indianapolis Colts organized team activities this week. I have been tracking his progress closely, and seeing him back on the field is the most significant storyline for our franchise right now. As our primary quarterback works through his recovery from a torn Achilles, the burning question was just how much he could handle during these sessions. The answer is frankly staggering. Jones has been fully engaged in all individual drills throughout these first 2 OTA days, showing a level of mobility that many analysts thought was impossible at this stage. During Wednesday's media-accessible session, I watched him execute dropbacks, throw clean routes on air, and handle complex play-action sequences with the running backs. It is surreal to see him going through footwork fundamentals with the quarterback group like he never left the gridiron. While 6 months have passed since that devastating injury ended his 2025 season prematurely, the visual evidence of him throwing the ball with precision suggests we are trending in a very positive direction. He looks engaged, focused, and determined to reclaim his role as the leader of this offense. This is not just a standard recovery, it is a testament to the grit he has displayed while spending his entire offseason right here at our facility. He is working tirelessly with our training staff to ensure that every milestone is met with absolute perfection. Every throw he makes feels like a small victory for our team's championship aspirations. I know we all held our breath when he went down, but seeing him moving today feels like a massive step toward normalcy. The intensity is real, the atmosphere is electric, and for the first time in months, the future of our quarterback position feels secure. Let's keep pushing, because this journey to September is going to be absolutely legendary for everyone in the Colts organization. While it is easy to get caught up in the excitement of seeing him back on the grass, we have to remain grounded regarding the reality of his recovery. Daniel Jones himself addressed the media following Wednesday's practice, admitting that while the process has been positive, there is still a significant mountain to climb. He stated clearly that he feels good 6 months into this journey, crediting our strength staff for keeping him on track. However, he also emphasized that he is not at the finish line yet. The reality of a torn Achilles is that it requires patience. And while he is hitting every mark, the road ahead involves getting stronger, increasing his speed, and mastering those sharp cuts required for elite quarterback play. We need to remember that the standard recovery window for such a major injury is typically 9 to 10 months, and we are currently operating in the shorter half of that timeline. I can tell you from watching the drills that there is a slight, noticeable favoring of the right Achilles, which is completely expected as he continues to rebuild the tendon's structural integrity. Jones is fully aware of this, acknowledging that he must be realistic about his body's limitations. He is approaching this with a mature mindset, focusing entirely on the next immediate milestone rather than looking too far into the future. That level of discipline is exactly what you want from your franchise signal caller. He understands the long-term goal, but he refuses to skip steps in the process, ensuring that when he is back, he is truly ready to compete at an elite level. The transparency he showed in his comments is refreshing, giving us a clear view of how he manages the mental and physical stress of such a grueling rehab. He is not just training, he is rebuilding himself with extreme precision and cautious optimism for the upcoming campaign. Watching the progression of his rehab, I am struck by how calculated every single move has been. The Indianapolis Colts have implemented a rigorous, detail-oriented approach that prioritizes his long-term health while maximizing his current performance potential. Daniel Jones has been a model student, listening intently to the guidance of our medical team and trainers at every turn. The risk of re-injury is the biggest threat to this timeline, and the staff is doing an incredible job mitigating that by monitoring how his body responds to specific stressors on the field. Yet, what excites me the most is his own internal drive to push the boundaries of what the doctors allow. He mentioned that he feels it is his job to demand more from himself, while trusting the experts to tell him when to slow down. That is the mentality of a winner. He pushes as hard as the trainers permit, and that aggressive attitude is exactly why he is ahead of the typical recovery curve. It is that kind of relentless dedication that separates good players from true franchise cornerstones. He is not just waiting for the injury to heal, he is actively forcing his body to adapt, rebuild, and strengthen through every single rep. Whether it is working on his footwork or simply testing the range of motion in his Achilles, he is leaving nothing to chance. I have seen countless players struggle with the mental hurdle of returning from a major injury, but Jones seems to have cleared that by leaning on his support system and staying present. He is hungry, he is focused, and he is determined to make sure he does not lose a single step of his effectiveness. This kind of work ethic is infectious, and it sets the tone for the entire locker room as they watch their leader put in the hours while everyone else is resting. This level of dedication is now paying dividends in the form of increased participation. Head coach Shane Steichen, who has been carefully managing the workload, hinted that we might see Jones incorporated into 7-on-7 drills as early as next week. That would be a monumental shift in his recovery status, effectively moving him from individual work into team-integrated activities. If he makes that jump, it signals that his Achilles is handling the dynamic movements of football far better than even the most optimistic projections suggested just a few weeks ago. Every milestone hit in these OTAs is a brick in the foundation for Week 1. We are currently less than 4 months away from that September 13th showdown against the Baltimore Ravens, and the clock is ticking. The entire organization is aligned on one single, non-negotiable goal: having him under center for the season opener. I have been around this league long enough to know that things can change in an instant, but seeing him back on the field, throwing the ball, and communicating with his teammates is the most encouraging sign we could have asked for. He is moving with intent, his mechanics look smooth, and his leadership on the field is as present as ever. The atmosphere in Indianapolis is shifting from uncertainty to legitimate anticipation. We are not just waiting for him to return, we are preparing for him to be better than he was before. If he continues on this specific trajectory, the narrative surrounding our offense is going to change very quickly. He knows what is at stake, he knows the pressure is mounting, and he is clearly prepared to meet it head-on. As he continues to test his limits in the coming days, I will be right here covering every single detail for you. So, where does this leave us as we look toward the start of training camp and eventually the regular season? The reality is that Daniel Jones is on the cusp of a full return to team activities, and the confidence within the building is palpable. While we must remain vigilant about the potential for setbacks, the evidence so far is overwhelmingly positive. He has handled the rehab process with a level of maturity that is rarely seen, and his willingness to push the limits while remaining under the watchful eye of our staff shows exactly why the Colts chose to invest in his future. The goal is clearly defined: be ready for the Ravens, lead this team to the playoffs, and prove that this organization is built on resilience. As we watch him progress, we have to admire the commitment he has shown to his craft and to us, the fans. He is doing the heavy lifting in the dark so he can shine in the light. For all of us who bleed blue, this is the news we needed to hear to keep the optimism high for the upcoming year. I will be tracking every update, every drill, and every comment regarding his recovery to ensure you stay ahead of the game. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications so you never miss an update on our path to greatness. We are in this together, and I cannot wait to see him back at full speed on that opening Sunday. Thank you for tuning in, keep that passion burning, and I will see you in the next one. For the Shoe, always and forever.